So as we see this market evolving, when you start to get the power of things like Watson and the cognitive capabilities that IBM is bringing to market, it really is going to have a pretty dramatic impact on how people operate their businesses, we believe, even in the next 12 to 24 months. The reason why is that when you combine these two technologies together, you can move from getting these kind of small incremental change to getting a real step change in capability that allows you to leapfrog your competition in a way that makes economic sense and in a time frame that's in a few months. There's three areas that we're looking at to help people make that step change kind of an improvement. The first one is automation of work. Automation of work is one of these things that people think, oh yeah, this is the boring stuff, it's been done before. But the way we're doing automation now is so much different than the way we were doing it 2, 3, even 5 years ago. Up to, most studies show, and there's a McKinsey study that was done recently that showed up to 50%, that's half of all the knowledge work that's being done today, is stuff that could be automated, but isn't. Right? And so some of these new capabilities that we're able to bring to market now allow us to start to tackle that 50% and doing things like, basic things, even like, okay, I'm just going to move data from one point to another. That's not something we want a knowledge worker to be spending their time on. Or just sifting through all your emails to figure out, okay, what is the decision we need to make on something, or how do I get consensus? That's stuff that could be automated. The second area that we look at is augmentation of work. So one of the questions I get a lot on anytime we talk about cognitive computing is, one, are we building a Terminator? No, we're not. And two, are we going to just replace all the knowledge workers? Are we trying to replace people? And this is a point that's, I think, really important. One of the biggest and strongest use cases we have for the blending of cognitive and our business operations is really about how we augment work. So when you look at how can we make knowledge workers more effective in their jobs, how can we help somebody that might be new in the role, how can we help that individual who might only be 2 or 3 months in the job behave like somebody that's been in the job for 15, 20 years. This augmentation work becomes really, really critical, especially when you consider the turnover in our workforce in developed nations, Western Europe, the United States, China, most places in the world are seeing a massive turnover in age demographics, where you're having tens of thousands of people that are retiring every day, especially here in the United States. And we have a pretty significant brain drain that's happening. So how do we get new people that are right out of college effective in these jobs like financial services and advice, in our healthcare, in retail operations, in all these places that affect our day-to-day lives? How can we help people do their work better? And then the last area is around discovery of new work. So things that you may not have even known to look for, we can train our cognitive systems to be able to identify these things. And in the business moment, when it really matters, when you're on the phone with that customer, or when you're having that meeting with that person, or you're trying to make that decision for yourself about what a good healthcare choice might be for you, we can give you data-based recommendations and facts that will help you to make a better decision and maybe identify a whole new path that you might not have otherwise been able to see.